abortion bans. CNN's senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen took because of this.
Miscarrying for fear that they'll end up in court. We spoke to one woman who had
end up in court off of a miscarriage. Let's go. It's crazy.
trouble finding care. She ended up for 2 weeks carrying around a dead fetus inside her. Marlene Estelle and A.D. De Silva have always wanted a little brother or sister for their daughter, Adelina. Instead, what they got was a nightmare because of a Texas anti-abortion law.
I get so angry that I was treated this way because of laws that were passed that by men who have never been pregnant and never will be.
Estelle's nightmare started out as a dream come true. After months of trying, she became pregnant late last summer.
We were super excited because we didn't think I could get pregnant.
An ultrasound at 7.5 weeks showed all was well. But at an ultrasound 2 weeks later,
she said there is no heartbeat, there is no viable pregnancy.
Estelle asked her doctor for a standard treatment, a surgery to remove the fetal remains. She said,
and look what happened next.
Doctor refused. That surgery, commonly known as
refused to take out a miscarriage, a child that was not alive anymore. Let's go.
pregnancy, is the same procedure used to abort a living fetus.
She said, well, because of the new law that's passed, you're going to have to get another ultrasound for me to be able to even do anything for you.
Overwhelmed emotionally and physically,
the pain would get so severe it would be hard to walk.
She went to get a second invasive ultrasound at an imaging center, describing it later in a YouTube video.
Someone shoves a wand in my sensitive area and tells me, hey, you lost your baby again. I shouldn't have to go through that twice.
So you had to hear it twice that you lost a baby.
It's gut-wrenching.
And still couldn't get the miscarriage taken out. Now let's go to why this dude says a lot of doctors won't do it and the shit that they're facing by even trying to do it.
In Texas and some other states, a doctor who does the right thing and surgically removes a dead fetus could be vulnerable to an expensive lawsuit.
Any private citizen can walk into court and say, I think Dr. Smith performed an abortion.
And citizens...
A private citizen, a nigga off the street can just come up to the court and rat on somebody for getting a miscarriage taken out. Not even just an abortion, but a miscarriage. And let's hear what their rewards are, because they're not just doing it for free. They've got incentive to do it too. Incentives to snitch on your fellow man. Let's go.
Incentivized to bring such cases. They can win more than $10,000.
$10,000. Let's go.
And even when doctors can prove the fetus was dead, the doctor still has to be responsible for their own legal fees.
They're going to lose even though they win. And that's the chilling effect. They face this specter of potentially endless, ruinous litigation that they just can't stop, they can't avoid, they can't preempt.
As I spoke with Stell, I thought back to how between my second and third children, I had a miscarriage that was handled very differently. They saw there was no heartbeat.
Alright guys, so yeah, this shit getting crazy now, man. It's like, alright, people can fight over fucking, you know, whether they're pro-choice, pro-life, etc., etc. But if it gets to the point where a woman is carrying a fetus that is no longer alive and is unable to get it taken out, and if somebody reports on her even trying to get taken out, they can win $10,000. Like, what the fuck is this country coming to, my nigga? Like, this shit sound like fucking idiocracy. Like, literally, like, idiocracy mixed with a fucking police state. Like, this shit is fucking nuts. Like, not even just the physical harm of what holding a dead fucking organism inside of your stomach would do to you. Like, the emotional and spiritual toll that it would take on you is just fucking ridiculous to let somebody sit with that for fucking a day, let alone over 2 weeks, multiple months of her getting multiple ultrasounds. Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is crazy, man. I just wanted to shed some light on this because, you know, I'm gonna say my stance on it. You know, I'm pro choice, you feel me? Whatever the woman wanna do, that's on her, you feel me though. But either side of the fence that you on, like, anybody can agree that forcing a woman to hold a dead fetus inside of her for any amount of time is crazy. It's crazy. Like, you can be as pro-choice, pro-life as you want, but for you to agree with that, and for you to even, like, overturn Roe v. Wade and to not put a stipulation in for instances like that, just shows, like, that they really don't give a fuck and the level of control that they really want to have. No cap. Like, that shit is ridiculous, bro. Like, I just wanted to shed some light on that, and that's the last real talk